would come in, and under the skillful tutelage of the ladies who run the place, who are honestly a civilizing force, and the nice people in City Hall, you take them out of their lair, breathing that air, and you have a nice lunch and look over the drawings and so forth. And I said, what it's going to need is the young people, the young, open-minded people. And I told that to some developers. I said, doesn't that sound heavenly? And they said, no, they're the strictest. The young people are the strictest. And I suddenly realized what is happening. It's, you know, when you're an employee, you don't have the right to interpret the regulations or the codes or the standards. You don't have the experience. You're not entitled to give an interpretation. You know, it's like in my office. You know, if you really want something that's not according to office policy, I can break the rule. I can tell you to break the rule. You can't do it yourself. So what we need are the top people to come. We need the top people from the building department, from public works, from engineering, and from the fire department, who are entitled right there in that meeting to say, I understand the difficulty of working with this old house. You know, yeah, I'll interpret it this way. So the proposal I have in terms of protocol is less protocol, more Southern long lunch. Okay, as far as I can tell, that's how the place was built in the first place. And since that was the last time that things were getting done efficiently, I think we need to come up with a replicant of that. So that's the official proposal on how to actually get these two ships to meet. Because right now, it's so far away that you can make a film, but you can't, it's just unworkable. There are people, it's really broken down. I have to say it, it's really broken down. Trust is broken down, and it's hurting the city. Because much more could have been developed now if people were getting along better. In any case, these are the gardens. I would hope no one asks them to get a permit. By the way, if some of these turn out to have, I mean, I'll tell you a story. This swing set that was removed, cut down, because it didn't meet some kind of damned law written by somebody that knew nothing about kids, but a lawyer that thought, you know, that kind of thing. Like, that kind of thing has to stop. For God's sake, this isn't Switzerland. Does everybody understand that you're in Alabama? You know, and just understand that the swing is probably going to be okay. You know, just use your human intelligence and not just read the code that was written by control freaks somewhere else, probably in Minnesota. Okay, now, the business part, we had a terrific, I know two very good consultants for shops, for retail in this country. One is Bob Gibbs, who's an expert fixing dead malls. And he knows exactly how that industry works, and he can make, and very often in our projects, has made old downtowns work like malls. And then there's Kennedy Smith, who founded the Main Street program in the United States and has been involved in hundreds and hundreds of Main Streets. And what she does is activate the existing merchants. So we have two models. We have the one that just makes it spanking efficient and one that incubates. When I heard that you had incubators already and when I saw the types of retails that you had, we asked Kennedy to come. She was here. She did an analysis. It'll be very thorough. You have a lot of workers downtown. You have a lot of money downtown. As soon as they're finished working, they get in their cars, they go directly from their offices to the parking garage and get out of here. You know, very quickly, usually on St. Anthony Street. They don't even take they leave in such a hurry, they don't even take the extra 300 feet to get on the beltway that was built for them, you know, in Broad and Beauregard. They just speed down St. Francis. And these are people who are just, all they're doing for the downtown, frankly, sure, they're paying taxes. The only thing they do for the downtown is occupy parking and frighten pedestrians. That's what they do. They don't shop downtown, they don't touch the sidewalk downtown, they don't do anything. Everything possible should be done to get them to participate downtown, to notice downtown, and anyway, and by the way, there's a courthouse coming in. Do not allow them to have an internal cafeteria, because people just come right in and stay in it. Okay, if anything, if they must have a cafeteria, then have a cafeteria in the first floor that opens out and participates in the in the street life, not the usual third-floor cafeteria. A lot of jobs coming in with that courthouse, and we're counting on it. We're counting on every single new building not to be of the model you've been building, in which the parking garage in proximity to the office building. It's like having two anchor stores right next to each other, so you go directly from Macy's to Nordstrom's. Well, what happened to the small stores in between? Of course you separate the anchor stores. Of course people should walk a block or two between parking and destination. And then you'll see that as they go home, they'll see, oh, there's a nice bar. Oh, that's a nice shop. Oh, that's an exercise. I can do my exercise here. I can use this exercise instead of the one at home. I can even pick up my groceries. But right now what's happening is that there was this suburban conception, in fact, in the code, to put parking right next to the office buildings. And so they don't contribute at all to the downtown. There are enough jobs downtown. They're just not leaving, let alone money. They're not leaving human activity behind, and that's the problem. So there's going to be a nice report from Kennedy, very detailed. And then we have another fellow that I think is usually advisable to have. His name is Randy Atlas, and he's one of the experts in SEPTED, security. Let's see, how does it work? Safe through environmental design. Basically, it's what? Crime prevention through environmental, it's not the S, it's crime prevention through environmental design, SEPTED. And the way to think about it is that the main thing is eyes on the street. What prevents crimes is eyes on the street. Just a little story, because it's so special to you. When you have cobra heads with yellow light, okay, which are so-called crime lights, they actually attract crime. Because when you have a yellow luminaire, that orange thing, your skin looks horrible. You don't want to be seen, you can't get a date, you know, the whole thing. Leaves look black, it's all very evil looking. And furthermore, because of the efficiency of the tall thing, it allows you to space them very far apart. It's much less expensive. It's much less expensive to have single spectrum lighting, and much less expensive to have only one post. But it has to be so bright that if you look up, it hurts your eye. You go, oh God, oh, hurt me. Now, you don't actually do that, but it's just unpleasant as can be. Crime lights and cobra heads exterminate pedestrian life. What attracts pedestrian life is exactly what you have done. Go and experience it tonight. Short lamps with full spectrum lighting very often. Just look at those lights, all in a row, every 25 feet. Very, relatively weak bulbs. You can stare straight at them, much better than what I'm going through here. You can stare, by the way, I'm looking at you. Don't worry, I can't see you. Okay, if you think I'm staring at you, no, I can't. I'm actually blinded by these guys. But what happens is you get these, very often, these luminaires, beautiful full spectrum light. The leaves look green, the skins look terrific. You can get a date, you know. It's wonderful. Okay, this is the truth. I have never seen a better lighting system in my life than downtown Mobile. And I'm a light fan, you know, so that's really well done. The slight bit of bad news is that, of course, it's not being maintained. Okay, I want to say right now there are seven broken, I think there are 2 broken posts, 7 broken globes, and you've got to fix them. And right now, Public Works says there's no money for it. That is completely absurd. It's the best investment you've made in a long time, and it has to be you maintain what you build, particularly is of that quality. Okay, that's very important, and it's glorious to see it. The other thing that's exceptional, and I really need to congratulate people, I've never seen a cleaner city. It's true. I've never seen. I go to places that should be trashed. There's no one facing them. They're in the middle of nowhere, and they're clean. And the grass is mowed. And people joke and say, because they knew you were coming. No, I'm sorry. They didn't know I was coming. It's beautifully maintained. Don't get confused by those sidewalks. Okay? Those sidewalks that are broken, they're to keep the dentist from New Jersey out. You understand? Don't fix them. Because they'll say, well, I can't go there. There must be crime. But the maintenance is fabulous. And And the trimming